an ex-student, an alumni here with me today. So Mandeep, thank you very much for that very glowing introduction. And it's marvelous to be here. As Mandeep said, I've been coming to India now for a couple of decades. In fact, I was on the founding faculty of the Indian School of Business, which was founded partly with my deceased colleague, Samantha Ghoshal. So it's marvelous to be here. And I've been at NASCOM this week, which is another great gathering of, exciting Indian folk. So such a pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. What I wanted to talk about was, the challenges we face in the world right now with regard to building places that we feel great about and that actually we feel good about leaving to our children. I have my son, Christian, here at the moment. He's been working in Mumbai these last couple of months and has completely fallen in love with Mumbai. He said to me, he's on his gap year, and he said to me this morning, Mum, I've been learning so much in India, I don't think I need to go to university. Not the words you want to hear. I said, no, darling, I think you still need to go to university. But of course, we want to create places that we feel great about and that, our children, we feel proud to give to our kids. And in a sense, what I've tried to do with the Hotspots movement is to encourage people around the world to get involved in work that they find exciting and interesting. And the initial research that we did was supported by the UK government. Our research now is very generously supported by the Singaporean government. Do we have anybody from the Singapore Ministry of Manpower here? Aha, this is about the first time ever I've managed to get somewhere where they haven't also been there. So that's very good. They're not following me. They do usually. It's been very much a worldwide initiative. And what I'd like to do this evening is to tell you something about my thinking behind it, and also to say something about how you could get involved and become part of it if it's something that's interesting to you. I guess it began, and Mandeep talked about the Living Strategy, which was the very first research project I did more than a decade ago, where I looked at organizations and I looked at engagement and pride and so on. And what I found is that actually, companies are not all the same. In fact, if you look at a company, what you find is you find pockets of real energy and innovation. You find areas where it's sort of business as usual, and you find bits which I would call the deep freeze. People are very, very unhappy, don't have pride in their work. And those places of high energy, which, by the way, can occur in any corporation, I called hotspots. And in the subsequent research I've been doing at the London Business School, we've been looking at what is it that creates hotspots. What would you have to do to build an organization where people felt energized, they felt engaged, they felt innovative? Because let's face it, you used in India to be able to say, well, look, we're a country of low cost. The reason that we're doing so well is we cost less than anybody else, and that's why you can outsource to us and so on. Well, of course, that's a transitory competitive advantage. It was very interesting this week at NASCOM. A lot of the business process re-engineering and outsourcing gurus were there. And I said to them, what about India? And they said, too expensive. We're moving to Brazil and Uzbekistan. Oh, yeah, didn't you know that? Okay, now I've told you something you don't know.